Your success depends on your mindset. If you are more in this confident state, memorizing, feeling, then you're building new neurons, and this is who are you becoming. All about the focus. If you have great focus in the right place, you're gonna live very happy life. Whereas saying, my work is to work on my state. I have the set of tools and I work on my state so that I don't give out this negative energy and I don't attract the things that I don't want in my life. They kind of like actually to be in the low state because it gives them the permission that they don't do anything. Everything I ever desired in my relationship, I have it with my husband. Everything. So I'm saying to my kids, mommy and daddy needs to go because mommy and daddy needs to connect. When you don't have these connection times, you just go push. And where is intimacy? Where is sexuality? There is no, because you become brother and sister. And this is the worst thing. Shit, it's so hard.
Ladies and gents, today I had a special guest whose name is Liene Uresina, who is a Forbes business coach, and she has the vision and mission to help 1 million people change their lives. Today we spoke about mindset, how to manifest your goals, and also relationship tips that anybody can apply to improve their relationships dramatically within a couple of weeks. So stay hungry, this is gonna be amazing, so let's go to the episode right now. Boom! So hi. Last time we met was 2022 in December, so a lot has happened. I want to get your opinion on how was the Mind Valley event. I know you joined the mastermind of them. How was it?
So I was in Mind Valley University. First week I was with my daughter and the second week I was with my husband. So it was basically, it wasn't the mastermind, it was the event for the people who want to develop, who want to be in the environment with the people who are like-minded, you know, who are into personal development, speaking about different topics.
What was the biggest takeaway you got from the event?
Honestly, my biggest takeaway was, you know, you have to be surrounded with the like-minded people. And I am not anymore at the stage where I'm going and listening only the content because, you know, I am all the time, every single day, I'm listening at least 1 hour, something that could help me to grow my mind. But for me, that was like, you have to go intentionally and build your own opportunities there, right? I'm not just going and let's see, I'm gonna go with the flow. So I'm building my own opportunities and then it's just intentionally happening.
And did you think it was useful? But you're, I remember from our last conversation, your plan is also to get and be a Mind Valley expert, right? To be
author,
the author
yes,
of Mind
that's
Valley.
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did that help you to get closer to that goal?
Actually, I was on the stage.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was speaking about the fears and all the breakdowns on the way to 7 figures. So I got picked out. So it was very interesting because my goal is to be on the main stage, right? But you have to, it takes a little bit time. So there are a little bit like different levels as well. And a friend of mine, she says, I said, well, I'm going to be there, right? And she says, why won't you apply to speak in this event? And I said, that's a good idea. Why not? In 5 minutes, I found that link. I sent it to my team. I said what I want to talk about. We applied. And during that time, you know, I met some people who are organizing and they said it's hard to get there because, you know, so many coaches, consultants, and they want to speak on the stage. And I got 1 day later.
But you signed up when you were actually at the
event?
Yes,
at the event.
Okay.
So I signed up on Friday. On Monday...
Interesting.
No, on Friday I signed up and... I was thinking, okay, if I would get that place, I would want to speak on Friday. Because Thursday was my birthday on Friday. And they sent me the email, you are in, your speech is on Friday.
That's cool, that's cool.
That's how I manifest things.
That's good. Actually, we're gonna do an exercise about this because I thought that was an interesting topic. My team and I brainstorm about ideas which we could cover in this topic and this show today. So the big thing was, we're gonna have a debate right now.
Okay.
Based on the last show we had, I kind of think where you're gonna answer these things, and I think I'm gonna be on the opposite side. So the first thing I want to check is, how many hours do you work per week?
Okay. It depends when, but not more than 15, 20.
Okay.
Like last 2 weeks, I didn't work. Again, it depends what do you call work, right? I call work like speaking, having a lecture, or coaching a client, even less than 15, 10.
Okay, got it. Cool. And now I know that your goal, which I like, which is very inspiring, is to change 1 million people's lives.
Yes.
That goal still is
100%.
Would you agree with me that you want to try to achieve it as fast as possible?
Of course.
Let's go. So let's imagine, this is the thought experiment. Let's imagine my name is Anna
Okay.
Liepiņa.
Okay.
So I am Anna Liepiņa.
Okay.
So and my goal is the same. The same. Also to get to help 1 million people change their lives, and I am exactly at the same stage as you, but in a parallel universe.
Okay.
I have the same amount of clients, the same amount of courses, the same amount of reputation. I'm like you, but in a parallel universe with different name. And now, let's imagine I'm gonna work my ass off. 60 hours a week, crazy work. I'm gonna do it every working day, no problem. And now the question is, and the topic we're gonna debate, who of us is gonna reach the goal faster?
Okay. What is the criteria? How are you going to measure that you have changed 1 million lives?
The same way how you would go about it, right?
Okay.
Like maybe customers or like, that's like how you would decide. How do you decide it?
How do I decide it?
Yeah.
You see, the whole point is for me, I must have this goal so that I know what I'm going after. But to be honest, it is almost impossible to calculate it.
Okay, let's say 1 million people.
You mean like if you say 1 million people, 1 million books I have sold, 1 million, I don't know, followers on my Instagram, right?
Yeah, let's say like followers.
Okay.
Let's say 1 million. Let's say followers. Okay, what do you think? Who's gonna reach the goal faster, Liene or Anna? I'm Anna in this case.
By working 60 hours per week?
Yeah, I'm working a lot. I'm like no relaxing, just hard work.
But what are you doing?
No, I'm trying to get the goal faster.
What does it mean?
I'm doing the necessary jobs. I'm doing adjustments. I'm participating, making more content, making more videos, speaking more in lectures, doing more podcasts, like everything.
Okay.
How do you think? Because I think I would reach the goal faster.
Why?
Because I will work harder. I will put in more hours and I will reach the goal faster.
Okay, because a little bit, I'm sorry, I know it's a very good exercise, but for me it doesn't make sense. What is the idea that you want to get out of this? Is it the idea that you say that if you put in more hours, you achieve more? Is that true? Is this the intention of this, what you are trying to say?
If you're also smart about it and you can make adjustments, I think yes. I think by working more, you can accomplish more.
Yeah. So again, you're a man.
Yeah. No.
Right?
In this case, I'm Anna. I would be Anna.
Yeah. You're Anna. Yeah. But you are thinking like a man, and that's why I'm trying to say you. For me, accomplishment is not only when you work your ass off in your business. For me, true accomplishment is when you are really fulfilled in your family, when you have beautiful connection with your husband, when you have the time for your kids, when you enjoy life, because I have been in the moments in my previous business that I was running, my restaurant business, I was miserable. Yesterday in my lecture, I was explaining, I was going on massage and I would be thinking, so I need to do this. I was kind of making it, asterisk that I was in a massage, but like I didn't get anything. Just because I was so stressed. If you would ask me from 1 to 10, where was my stress level? Constantly 8. Now, well, when I fight with kids, when I try my 10-year-old to do something, of course I go a little bit, but I really enjoy my life. I travel. I contribute. I have a beautiful team. Like this is the success for me.
Yeah, but still about that question, you would agree that I would get it faster.
No, I don't.
You don't. Why don't you
No, I
agree?
don't, because I don't think everything is in what you do. It's how you do it.
No, but let's say our goal is to do the 1 million followers.
But look, darling, for instance, I don't need to work hard. Let's say, okay, so my goal in 1 year is to reach 1 million people, right? All what I would need is to get on the stage on Mind Valley. Is it true?
Let's say I also want to get.
I would only need to be on the stage in Mind Valley, on the main, and I know it would just spread to at least 1 million people. And it wouldn't matter how many hours I put, because for me, it's like I work differently, you know? For me, it's like, as I said to you, I sit and I receive message, why won't you apply for this Mind Valley? I'm like, okay, I don't negotiate. It's the
You're
flow.
listening to your intuition.
Yes,
and
it's the flow is coming, and it doesn't matter. I don't need to hustle and work really hard. Trust me, I've been there.
But don't
It's
you
the
think
rabbit
if
hole.
you would do it, you would get to the goal faster? And of course, I understand that is sacrificing a little bit family, a little bit life, well, maybe a lot, maybe
Just
a lot.
little bit.
Yeah, I
No,
understand
I
that.
don't think so.
You don't think
because
so?
No, because it's not what I do. It's firstly how I do. You understand? It's how
Yeah.
I do, because I can be miserable and apply every single podcast, or I can go with the flow. And let's say Luis House sees there is a Liene and he wants just to invite me for the interview, and that's it. Because everything is energy and vibration.
And don't you think those people, there's a saying in poker, Lady Luck usually goes to the people who are the most active, the most like participating more, you know? Like luck goes to the people who are like showing the hunger. Don't you think that is true?
Don't I look hungry?
I'm not saying you don't look hungry. I'm saying
From your point of view, I'm not looking hungry, because in your model of the world, somebody who is just, but I'm very hungry. You know, I'm waking up. You don't know what I'm doing.
so. What is your morning routine?
My morning routine is like I wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning. I drink my water with a lemon, and then I go and do my rituals. So I sit, I'm writing my self-programming book, where literally I program my life. I'm not able to say you some things right now, but if we would speak even 2 weeks later, I would tell you what I manifest, because there is something that is just literally I was writing and it just became reality.
So,
like that.
So what is that? You said you wake up 6, you do the water with the lemon, and then you do
Yes.
this.
Then I sit down, I do my self-programming book.
So what, you write something?
Yes, there is a system that I created. It is the system how I manifest things.
Okay.
So I'm not living the life, I am creating my life.
And what does it look like? The
What-
writing. You write
the
like
ri-
how you feel, or the intention for the day.
There is
What-
all
what
that.
is-
This is in my programs only. You want to get everything out, right? But it's
Let's
basically...
let's give some value to the
it's,
people.
No, oh, come on. It's going to be very valuable. But definitely you write down, but there is some questions that I ask, and also there is a meditation that I have created myself, right? The self-programming meditation that I'm using after the process. Then I have some other things, and then I'm going to run
So you,
for 1 hour and listening and feeding my mind.
1 hour. So you do it before work, right?
I do it. My work, it depends. You know, my work is, I don't know, my work doesn't start kind of 9, you know, like it's just, I do it before my family wakes up, let's put it that way. Because my work is when my family wakes up, then I'm serving them.
And how long is your work day typically? Or is it like not?
Like 2 weeks I didn't work at all. Today I worked 1 hour. And then I had my procedure, the facial. Then yesterday I had 2 clients because 2 weeks I didn't work. This is how it looks. Then I had some live calls. So it's not like from till. It's just like, okay, here I want to work. Then I want to meet with people. I don't work like that.
And I remember you told me last time we spoke, which was December, that you have a team that helps to do all these things. And I was curious about how big is the team currently?
I have around 10 people.
10 people.
Yes.
And they're all from Latvia? All local?
All are local.
All are local. And what do they typically do, or what does the team?
So you see, my belief is, because without team, I wouldn't be anything, honestly. It's just I would be able to do something, but I put the biggest, how you say it in English, but it is because of them. Because they're supporting me, because they're holding my back. I can trust them. I can rely on them. You know, there are some people who have access to my bank account. So, and I know I'm safe there. And I believe that I'm surrounded by good people. But each of the person is only working on their zone of genius. Mm-hmm. In the previous job, we would hire somebody and we would squeeze them. We would make them do this in my restaurant business, right? Mm-hmm. In the office, the girls, they were, like overwhelmed. Right now, everybody is freelancer and each one is responsible for their own zone of genius.
And that is typically like one thing. Can you give me an example?
For instance, one will be responsible only for making reels and writing the posts in Instagram. Another one will be for all the payment systems. Another one will be only for the website. Another one will be for the copywriting, for emails. Each one is doing their best thing.
Okay, cool. And you are the person who's thinking about what they should do, right?
I do have my CEO, the person who is under me and with whom I'm communicating, and we have once a week meetings. We speak about the projects, and then she is delegating to each person based on everything we are building there.
Okay.
And that's why I don't see myself working, because my team is working. But I built this team, I built the systems, I built the processes, because every time we will have, for instance, wealth formula course, we know already. So we need to improve the landing page, we need to work on the Facebook ads, we need to do these posts. My only work is mostly to warm up the audience in Instagram through stories, speaking about this, sharing my lifestyle. And next, here is one thing, I never ever lie. I never lie. If I'm there, we spoke about the guy who is showing the money, but it's not real money. For me, everything I'm showing is truth, because this is my value. I couldn't do this. It's just like the way I am. This is my value. I want to be honest. And if I fuck up, then I'm saying, sorry, I fucked up, and there was a mistake. That's why I'm speaking about my failures in previous business, how, there were pretty big failures in the whole country. Everybody was speaking about me. Us. Yes.
That was about the restaurant business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What I wanted to hear from you is, how would you recommend someone to build also that kind of a team which you can rely on and you can do the things that you are good at? Because I can imagine most people struggle with that. They can't find the people leave, people quit, people don't stick around. What is kind of your thinking about this?
The first thing is you need to work on your mindset.
Okay.
And I'm always saying 80-20 rule. Your success depends on your mindset. If you are miserable again, working 60 hours per week, and you are, experiencing every day a failure, or somebody is like leaving you or cheating or lying to you, you start to lose the belief that actually there are people who could work for you and you could trust them. For me, there is no belief that I cannot trust people in the first place. There is no belief that I cannot find people, and people come to me. Like now, it was very interesting. Like now I'm looking for a new CEO, the person who is gonna manage everything. I didn't have the stress even for 1 millisecond. When the girl, she's gonna go in her family business who is working now. So she came to me, she said, well, I decided. She was with me almost more than 2 years. And, I was like, I know everything is going to be okay. I just know that. And people, like I put in my stories that I'm looking for the person. Even on Saturday, a girl came to me. She brought me flowers because I had a birthday. Very interesting approach. Not that I needed these flowers, but I liked how she approached me, right? Okay. Because very originally. So I come back from Mind Valley University, tired, everything. I haven't slept because last night was bad. And my kids are there. I go on my balcony and downstairs is running one woman with the flowers. I was like, oh, somebody is delivering flowers. So she's like, Liene? I said, yeah. I came to you. Okay. I said, okay. She said, come down. So I come down. She said, this is from me. I just wanted to thank you. Okay. So the big bouquet of the flowers and 2 envelopes. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I go back home And I opened one envelope. She said, I have been in all your programs, and these programs changed my life. I cannot explain you my family, my kids. I have goosebumps, right? My relationship with my husband, everything. And then there is a second envelope. And this envelope says, you know, I saw that you have this position, and I think I'm the right fit. Because of this, and I'm fully committed. Now I'm going to Tony Robbins' seminar. Without you, I wouldn't go. You know, you changed my life, and I want to go with you this path. And she got me, you know, interested. So with this belief, and when you don't have the belief that you cannot trust people and there are no people out there, you know, it's so much easier to build it. You have more bravery, you have more trust and faith. And if you will listen, 5 minutes ago I said, everything is energy and vibration. Because when you don't believe, how do you feel? Stressed, right?
Yeah, you feel it's going to be a big problem.
Yes.
It's going to be not good.
Yes. And if you know that even this glass is energy, it's from the atoms. Do you agree? Right?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
The same is what we are giving out. That's why my job, where I'm saying my work is to work on my state. And don't think that I'm always just walking like that and just, you know, feeling good. No, I have real life. I have family. I have my, you know, my devil thoughts and everything. But what I'm doing then, I have the set of tools and I work on my state so that I don't give out this negative energy and I don't attract the things that I don't want in my life.
Got it. And how do you maintain people? So that's how you attract them and also probably keep them. But what things also you have seen to be a good thing you do, leadership-wise, why people stick around?
I think these people also, if you would speak to them, they don't do it because of money. Mm-hmm. They say, you know, we feel like we belong in the place where we can leave an impact in this world. And when they watch me in the stories, and we are really collecting all testimonials, and they have this sense of, I have contributed. And when you see that somebody is saying, you know, you changed my life, you know, I wanted to get divorced with my husband and now we are together, they know that they are part of it. You know what I mean? And I really stay in touch with each of them mostly. You know, like I'm super grateful to everybody. Sometimes I'm saying, I know I've been too much away, you know, especially when I travel for some events. I said, I just want to tell you, you are so important for me. And I mean it from all my heart. And they know me from all sides, the demanding Liene and also the sweet Liene. You know, they know I have very high standards, very high standards. One girl, she was saying, I remember, she said, you came to me and you asked me to do this task. And she said, I cannot do this. And then I answer, then find a way to do this. And that's it.
Yeah, if you can't do something, find a way.
Find a way.
Can't.
There's no can't. There's no can't. And when I'm looking, you know, they are kind of a little bit on the shells. Also, I think this is super important. On the shells, it means like they know it has to be perfect. They know it has to be like very quality, not the perfect, but quality.
Okay. You mean for projects, finishing projects?
Yes, for everything they do.
Yeah.
Also customer service. You cannot I'm checking. Don't think that I'm checking. I'm reading my messages on Instagram and I'm checking how they are responding, what they are saying, you know?
Yeah. And I like this idea that speed doing something fast doesn't mean it has to be shit. Most creative people think that when you do something fast, like finishing an ad or a landing page or a visual, it will be shit if I do it fast. I have to do it like 1 day, 3 days, 4 days, or week, 2 weeks to finish something. And I like how one guy told me, and this guy, I watched this Andrew Tate course, the Hustles University, where it was like all of it. And he was like, imagine somebody doing a punch. Like you do it once and the coach is like, man, come on, man, throw it faster. And you can do the same faster and it's going to be the same quality and it's not going to be like shitty punch when you do it fast like this, like crazy one. So I like that. And now I'm also saying that to my team, and my team also is now doing things faster and the quality is the same or even better. But they can't do it faster. But I wanted to skip a little bit ahead because I think this is like exactly what you were saying. So I have a thing. Many people I have seen in my Instagram, in YouTube, saying this, man, I kind of have a low self-esteem. I don't know. I think I could do a business. I think I could, but I don't know. I'm a little bit like, self-esteem. How would you coach someone or advise someone to raise their self-esteem?
Mm-hmm. I would divide it in two parts. It's a self-esteem, like the confidence, and self-worth.
Okay.
Confidence, and when you have the guts to go and do. But self-worth is when I know I deserve it. You understand? Like confidence is you just go through the fear and you do it anyway. But self-worth is very, very important. I would say it is equally that you need to work on in order for you to accept what's coming in your way. But if we were speak on the confidence, yesterday I did an exercise in my program, which is actually called 12 Steps to Your Confidence, Happiness and Fulfillment. And, the girl is coming and she said, I'm not confident, right? And we can do it now if you want. We can try it.
Let's do it now.
So, okay, I want you to close your eyes.
Like somebody just closed the deal.
Okay. That's,
yeah.
I'm very happy.
They hit we do this dong hitting anytime somebody closes a deal. I should do the exercise, right?
Okay,
yeah,
now I'm gonna show you how you can play with your state.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yes.
This is for anybody at home. You can do the same.
Everybody can do this at home.
Cool.
Because the confidence actually is a state.
It's a state.
It's a state.
Okay.
It's not some kind of characteristic, because people think that historically you burn with a confidence. When they look at me, they think that girl, but they don't know that my confidence has been really low, right? In the past, when I was a kid, I always thought I don't belong, people don't accept me. My confidence was really low. Plus my mother, her confidence is extremely low. And what we understand, if your parents have some kind of trait, we adopt it. If her confidence is low, she cannot help me to build my confidence. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
She just shows the example. She would go, I don't want to meet anybody. I don't look good. Everybody is looking at me, my hair, And as a kid, you are looking at it, and it's kind of something that you are adopting.
Yeah,
right?
you're absorbing everything like a sponge. You're like sucking in the information.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
So I want to show you now that it's a state and how you can shift it in a millisecond.
How you can become confident. Let's go.
In a few minutes, I'm going to show you, and you will say me. You're going to send me a message, okay?
Let's go.
Okay, I want you to close your eyes and go ahead and remember the time when you had really low confidence. Something bad happened. Something where you are afraid, when you are not proud of yourself, where you maybe you are ashamed of it. But build it to emotion where you go to 8, like really bad.
Okay, I kind of got it.
Not really, but do it again, a little bit more.
Okay.
Live there. Experience there.
It's a bad memory.
It's a bad memory. All of us, we have a bad memory. Okay? Very good. From 1 to 10, where is the stress? Where is the confidence?
Slow. It's like 1.
Okay, 1. Very good. Now, I want you to breathe in and breathe out. Okay. And now I want you to remember the time when you were really proud of yourself. Super confident. Like super confident.
Got it.
Okay? Go in that moment, look what is around.
Wine.
Very good. What are you hearing?
Wife.
Okay. Friends.
DM.
Cheering. Okay. What are you feeling?
Proud of myself.
Do you feel any smells? Just feel the smells. What are there?
Maybe the wine.
Okay. See yourself from the side. And how are your facial expressions? How is your body?
Looks confident.
Yes, okay. Your shoulders are back, right?
Yeah.
Your chin is up.
Yeah.
Okay, are you smiling or no?
Laughing, smiling.
Okay, fantastic. Are you breathing shallow or deep?
Deep.
Okay, very good. Now, what are you focusing on in that moment?
On the future.
On the future, that everything is possible, right? Everything is going to be great. And what are you saying to yourself? I am confident, I am successful. What is it? What are the words that you are saying? I'm
cool.
I'm cool.
I can get it done.
I can get it done.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm sharp.
Okay, very good. You're sharp. Now, from 1 to 10, where are you?
10.
You see? You can open your eyes. The magic happened.
And you're at that stage, right? Yeah.
You're at that stage. And the point is that we are feeding this low stage. The people are feeding this low
Remembering
stage.
those
Remembering, you know, I'm such a failure, you know, everything. And all of us have these moments when there are moments when I'm not proud of myself at all. Like I think I'm bad wife, I'm bad mother, you know, like these are the moments. But I build that state and I work on my, you know, minuses. You know what I mean? Like I don't feed my mind there. I speak back, no, you know, I'm not perfection, like I'm not perfect. Everybody can make mistakes. And I live in that confident state more than in those low states.
And you understand that you can get better at it, right?
Yes, because what's happening? It's everything in you is in the neurons in your mind, right? And if you are living in the low state, this is what you are building. If you are more in this confident state, memorizing, feeling, then you're building new neurons, and this is who are you becoming. So it is like a self-management, but people, they kind of like actually to be in the low state because it gives them the permission that they don't do anything. Does it make sense? And it's like, oh, you see, I'm not that confident. I'm not a good public speaker. They're saying to me, you are such a good inspirational and public speaker. I'm saying, but you don't know that in 2012, I was studying in university. And when they wanted to put me on the stage, my heart was beating. I was like, my stomach was turning. I wanted to run away, and actually I did. I always found a reason how to go out from the class. I swear to God, I'm so ashamed to speak about this, but really, so that I don't need to go on the stage. And you know why? Because it was about me, about my ego. I was thinking, what if I'm gonna fail? And they will see that.
And that is the self-esteem part.
That is not self-esteem. It is more like fear, but self-esteem part is when you feel worthy. So self-esteem is, let's say, why do I have so high standards in my life? Because I believe I'm worthy to have the best husband, to have the best business, best income, best employees. But if you have low self-esteem, self-worth, not hard to attract, but like you will settle for what you have. You're like, okay, so there is this man, there are no different men available, so I will get this one. But woman who has self-worth really high, she will never settle for less. She will always pick the best one. And the same man. Yeah. Can I give you an example?
Let's go.
So there is one woman, extremely successful, living in Latvia, Q7 driving, you know, like she's a dentist and she has her own practice, really successful and nice woman, you know. And I always watch her and I was thinking, why is she always choosing men who are losers? Like literally.
Interesting. Whether
one was an alcoholic, another was gambling, another was, you know, living on her money, like just like. And then I understood it's because of self-worth, because she doesn't believe that she deserves something better. You understand?
Yeah.
And what I was doing all this time, I was working on my self-worth, because now when I'm at that stage, like you cannot make me to stay in shitty hotel. Before I could stay in the shitty hotel, like 3 stars hotel. But now I know I'm worthy of the best one. I'm worthy of the best relationship. And guess what? It just happens. Because when you raise your standard, you know, you start to attract things. And when the bad one is coming, you just say, okay, this is not for me. I believe. This is about belief system, that the better one is coming. You know what I mean? So this is the difference. I hope I could explain.
No. I liked how you talked about it. This was very practical now. I really like that. So give me a quick recap what we did just right now with me on the exercise. So the first thing you said, close eyes. That's number 1. Second thing, imagine a place where you feel low confidence?
I did it because they don't need to do that, but they can try it. I did it because I wanted to, because you're a pretty confident guy, right? And I did it so that you can see the difference.
Okay. And how would somebody at home do it?
Okay, so they would need to focus on 3 things.
Okay, 3 things. Let's go.
They would need to focus on their physiology. They need to remember, firstly, right, that moment in the past when they felt confident.
First thing, remember the moment when you felt confident.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. And live in that physical body. Look how your gestures, like how you're moving, how are your shoulders. Then you're looking, what are you focusing on?
What are you focusing on? Second one is focus.
Yes, because if you are not confident or low state, you're focusing on it's not gonna work, it's not for me, it is so hard, you know, others are better, right? The focus.
Yeah.
So you probably, when you were there, you were focusing, actually life is wonderful. There are so many possibilities. Everything is so great, you know?
Yeah.
So you change the focus. It's all about focus, because you can come in the home and you can say, everything is dirty. Everything is bad. Or you can come, oh my God, I'm so blessed. You know, I have the roof over my head. I have a food. All about the focus. If you have great focus in the right place, you're going to live very happy life, right? And the third component is your language. And again, the people who are not confident, they speak, I'm not worthy. I'm so stupid. You know, it's not going to work. It's the language. So you shifted from I'm so stupid, but I know I will always find a way. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm confident. I know I'm great. It's like building up, because your mind will do what you say to your mind to do. If you say I'm stupid, your mind is like, you're right, you're stupid. You know, and
no
your
idea is gonna come to you.
Of course, and the mind will just shut. Yeah. And when you say I know I'm great, you know, I'm smart, and the mind will start to search and find the answers and the ways.
What do you think about this? I kind of found it very useful. I heard this kind of principle that running a business is stressful. And I heard this principle that in business, there's always going to be problems. And I was always trying to do like my business perfect. It has to be perfect. It has to be 0 problems. Like,
so you are fucked up basically.
Yeah. And then I got this framework that there's always going to be a problem. And then I had this mental understanding that it's fine. There's a problem. It's fine. I'm just going to go look at it and solve it and go to the next one, because that's reality. And I love the second principle was business is not a finite game. There's no ending. Like, for example, playing a video game, let's say you play the game called God of War. There is an ending. You can finish the game. There's a finish. In business, there's no ending. There's an infinite game. The only time you lose is when you stop playing. And I like that idea as well, because I was also thinking, when I reach this thing, I'm gonna finish it. But there's never gonna be an ending of that. What do you think about these things?
I 100% agree.
Yeah?
Because I think people, when start the entrepreneurial journey, they think, oh, it's gonna be so great, you know, it's gonna be so fantastic, everything is gonna be so easy. And if you have this expectation, if you have this vision, you will always get fucked up, because it's not working that way. Yeah. Business is all about solving problems, finding new ways, finding, solutions. And if you change this expectation, and you are just, my husband is now a big example for me, because, he used to have panic attacks. When we were running our restaurant business, it was so bad. He was taking so personally when it didn't go the way he wanted it to go. Like, he would come home and he would sit in the couch. Like, he couldn't move. He would be overweight. He would just sit in the phone, and he would get constantly panic attacks. You know what is panic attack?
Yeah. And was he also drinking?
No, he never drink. He never smoke. He's
okay.
Yes, Turkish tea, but not not alcohol. No, in that way, my husband is really with the standards. But he couldn't manage his state, right? Because these problems, he was like identifying himself. If the business is failing, so he is failing. So he couldn't get out of it, because that's why I'm saying, if you don't work on your mindset, these problems will just eat you. And then he was really afterwards working on himself. We started to go together to Tony Robbins seminars, and now he's such an example. When the problem is coming, he actually built a belief that he doesn't need to solve these problems, that someone else will come and solve this. And when some problem is coming, he's not even stressing. He knows that it's gonna solve, and it's always happening that way. I'm like, shit. I'm so proud of him, because I say, please teach me, because sometimes I am getting stressed, right? But the way he now has worked on his mindset, on his belief system, on the way he sees the world, the business, it's so beautiful.
I think this will be very useful for the audience. When we say you need to work on your mindset, how I was working on it, and I still am. I used to have like a notebook, which was big. I open it up. I see my goals for the year, for the long term, for my health. Then I see my accomplishments, like what I have achieved already. And then I have a page where it's like my identity, what I want to manifest or attract or get in the future. And the last thing I was, initially I was doing it, but after that I was not doing it, was affirmations. Now, only thing I do is I have this kind of a poster printed out also like where I want it. When basically it shows what kind of watches I want, the house I want, the followers I want, how much money
There are no babies.
There are.
Show me.
This one. This is actually...
Okay, somewhere in the middle. No, it's good.
It's still in the stomach, but it's going to pop in November.
Is it? Oh, congratulations.
Thank
Super
you.
happy
It's
for you.
be,
Seriously.
We're going to have a baby girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your life will change, trust me.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be more like, how to say, more adventures.
Yeah, but this is not mindset work. This is visualizing and building the life, which is fantastic.
Okay, that was my way.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to hear what kind of thing are you thinking about when you say working on the mindset?
The mindset is mostly about your beliefs, about fears.
Okay.
And about identity as well.
Okay, and how do you work on it?
It's the process. Like, firstly, you need to, if we are looking about limiting beliefs, you need to identify what are your limiting beliefs. Because the limiting belief is, there are no people out there that I can hire and I can trust. It's a limiting belief, right? Or in the business, I'm not worthy. Or I don't have the time. This is a limiting belief. And how do you behave when you believe that? If you say, I don't have the time, and you believe you don't have the time.
You behave like you don't have the time.
Like you are all the time anxious, right? You are all the time overwhelmed. Everything is so much for you. And these are the beliefs that you need to change. But this is not something that you can say, hey, here is the system, because it's the work. It is the subconscious work. Somebody will change it in a millisecond, right? Somebody will need some time. For somebody will have the event that will change it. It's like identifying that limiting belief and shifting to a new one. It's like if I say I don't have the time, firstly start, I have the time. I always find the time. I always have the time. I just need to find it.
I remember you said in the beginning, you said you listen to something an hour a day. I guess that is also kind of the work you put in on your mindset, right?
Yes, that's also. I feed my mind with positive things, with something where I can learn. What are doing most of the people?
Yeah,
they are watching news, right? Yeah. All these problems in the world. I didn't even know that they changed our president, like I don't know anything about it.
You mean right now in Latvia?
No, now I know.
Oh, okay.
But if you ask me like about prime minister, I don't know. I don't fucking care, seriously. I don't bother about it. And you will say like, you need to know at least something. Why? If it is not in my, in my priority, why do I need to put in my mind something unuseful? Because I will not give the place from my mind to rent somebody. That's why I have so limited people who are around me. They must deserve the time with me. Because when I dedicate with me, myself to my friends, I dedicate fully. And if they don't appreciate it, I'm sorry.
You don't meet them again, right?
I will not meet. I firstly will explain that this is not my standard. Actually, a few days ago, I had this situation with a friend, and I just said, look, I'm 40.
Yeah.
I said, I must say to you that this type of relationship is, if I cannot trust you, if you just want to meet for coffee for fun, it's not working for me. I don't have time for this.
And would you agree that every time you have a social interaction with anybody, there's always a trade-off? There's always something to benefit each of the parties. Would you agree on that?
For instance?
Like, I mean, anytime I meet someone, my friend or like acquaintance, there's always something I will get from that meeting, or that person will get. And I
Most
feel,
probably.
Yeah, and I feel if there's not enough value being exchanged, I will not meet that person again. And I have another belief that if I have a situation where we go to a party and I in that day don't want to drink, and somebody's like, hey Nix, do you want to drink? I'm like, no, and that person is gonna do it again. I'm never gonna meet that person again. I put this principle in my life.
You
also
have to put the set the
exactly.
boundaries.
Yeah,
right.
because if somebody's like trying to push something, and that's why I think also consciously to never do that to anybody else. Like I'm now also with my wife. I'm like, let's go to a movie. She says no. I'm like, I finish. I don't continue. Come on, let's go. Like I don't do this. Like I change this.
It's a principle.
What I actually really would like to talk about. From what you said right now and what you have told me, I understand you have a great relationship with your husband. Is that true?
Fantastic relationship
Cool.
with my husband.
And now I wanted to could you give me 3 practical things that anybody who has a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a wife could apply in their relationship to improve it?
Can I a little bit elaborate on this topic?
Yeah, for sure.
Because we are 17 years together with my husband.
That's
Yes.
a lot. I'm like,
and it's like almost half of my life. So come on. But it's never been like that. We have been going through the hell. We almost got divorced 3 times. And the last time when it happened, it was almost 2 years ago. It was really bad. We actually lived separately.
For
just
how long?
because 3 months.
3 months.
Because I was so, you see, I knew that all this time I was really kind of working so that I build this relationship, because that's the most important thing in my life. My relationship with my husband. And if you're going to meet any woman, I know there are sharks out there, but trust me, deeply inside, every woman wants happy relationship. But the problem in nowadays is that people focus on their business more than on the relationship, because they think that the relationship will work by itself. And it's like where the focus goes, energy flows. And if your focus is all on the on the business and not on the relationship, then it just cannot survive, because what doesn't grow dies. Right? Do you see?
Yeah, I agree.
And people kind of come together and they think, oh, now it's going to be great. You know, we're going to live, we're going to have babies, and everything is going to be good. But you come from the different model of the worlds. Like my husband is Turkish. He has different culture. He has different religion. He has different language. He has everything. Everything is different the way he thinks. And we are together.
In what language do you speak?
English.
English, okay.
And then we live throughout the life and we understand, shit, it's so hard. Like I cannot understand him and he's not understanding me. And we feel like we go this path, we love each other, but we don't feel the connection, like real connection. Because all the time there are some sins, some misunderstandings. And you see, and it's like I was studying everything. That's why I have invested so much work, so much money, so much time into understanding men and how relationship could work, because I just wanted to be successful. Up until the moment when I made the decision, this almost 2 years ago, when I said, there's no way, that's it, my time is over. That's it. I knew that I'm changing, but he didn't change. So he didn't grow with me together. And I said, it's not going to work anymore. Like, I will not settle for this. It was the hardest decision in my life. The hardest decision in my life was that moment. Because you're with kids, you don't know how is it going to be, you have to stay by yourself. But, you know, I knew that if I'm going to stay there, then I'm not walking my talk. I'm teaching people that they can have everything, but I'm struggling in my own relationship, so I cannot afford to do this. Again, it's against my value. And then during these 3 months, I was already 100% sure it will never gonna be anymore. Like I said, he cannot change in the way so that, I would make a decision. It's just impossible. But God, you have the plans, and God has his own plans. And he just, these 3 months, while we were living separate, he had the mentor that he found magically, also a gift in our life. And then he was working with a relationship coach, and he developed so much, and he understood so many things, how he was thinking and bringing his culture, because Turkish culture is very strong culture. It's all about, it's all about their family. The family was first, not me. The family was always first. And then, now we just came to we got together, and I have never been happier. Like basically everything I ever desired in my relationship, I have it with my husband. Everything. He understands me, he listens me, he praises me, he acknowledges me. Like I have everything. How did it happen? Of course, and now we are writing the book because we see it as a mission, because we have been struggling so much. And since we found our recipe, we need to share it with the world.
And what are some of the key principles?
So first principle, you need to want both of you to work on this relationship, because if only one person is going to work on it, it's never going to work. Both of you have to come together, because it was always that I was thinking that something is wrong. You know how man is like, it's not that bad. Well, no, it's okay. It's bad, but okay. And for men to work on the relationship, it's kind of hurting his ego. To go to psychotherapist, God forbid, it's a shame, right? Especially Turkish culture. Which psychotherapist? You are psycho? And first one, you have to work on it together. Secondly, number one rule, you have to put each other first. Your second, this partner has to be always in the first place. Not the business, not mommy, not brother, not anybody else. Not kids. Just your husband or wife.
But what do you think, let's say right now my wife is expecting, and I'm gonna probably need to work more to provide for
you are fucked up already.
And I'm just like,
because this is wrong belief. You see, I catch it in the minute, because you have the baby and you say,
I need to work more to provide more.
Yes, which is again the belief, and what you believe in is how you're gonna behave, right? Yes, so you're gonna work really hard. Why? Build a different belief. Since now gonna have the baby, I will have to do everything to put the systems, processes, so that I work less, money comes in, and I can spend time with my family.
And what do you think? When you said both need to work on the relationship, what do you say if in those cases where the male is, let's say, working and the female is not working? No, she's working on the house, which is also work. And would you say they also need to equally kind of put in the work?
I will explain you what I mean.
The person who's full-time job, it's you understand.
Yeah,
right?
But this is about priorities.
Okay.
It's like my business is more important than you are. You just heard the first rule. You have to put each other first.
Each other first.
Yes.
Even before the kid.
Even before the kid. Oh gosh, kids are such an egoist. And I'm not saying in a mean way, but trust me, they will always want you. Always they will want you. But I am always also showing my kids, because I know how it was when we were separated, and I would never want to be there anymore. So I'm saying to my kids, mommy and daddy needs to go, because mommy and daddy needs to connect. And we go on the dates. We have our rituals that we do together. Actually, one of the, we call it date rituals, where once a week we go on the date. Always.
On the same day and at the same time?
No, we change. Now it's a little bit different because I travel a lot, right? And my mother is not so available. But my husband was like, we need to go on the date. We need to go on the date. He's the one who is forcing. I'm like, okay, we will organize somehow. Once a week is the date. Once a month, you have to go for 2 days on the date.
Without the kids?
Of course. Jeez, of course.
And quick, I'm like very selfish, right? In this case.
No, please.
How long the kid needs to be in age so I could do that? What do you think?
I
Because
think
in the beginning it's hard, right? It's not possible.
no, because you breastfeed the baby,
Yeah, exactly.
right? But still you need to find the ways how to connect.
Yeah.
Like you have to find a babysitter, and I know it's hard, especially for women.
Yeah, when it's just like born, right?
Yeah, of course, but like a little bit when it's already 4, 5, 6 months, you can go
You
for
can do
3
it.
hours,
Okay,
of
got
course.
it. Okay.
And then you have to do these two days, and then we are doing once in 3 months. We go for 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days.
Yes.
That's the kind of the
and I
minimum
will explain
requirement.
you why. Because when you don't have these connection times, you just go push. You speak about, did you go to Rimi? Did you order this?
Yeah,
right?
fine.
You do all the time there is in do. And where is intimacy? Where is sexuality? There is no, because you become brother and sister. And this is the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So, and what I'm doing, like, it's like you go together, you speak about things, you build things, and it's just really also one thing is to understand how men thinks and how woman thinks.
So that's let's say that's the third principle.
Third one, yes.
To understand how men think and
Yes,
how women think.
yes.
So the girl needs to think how men think, and the men need to think how the girl thinks.
It's you need to understand what's important for each part. Like for men, what is important for you as a man?
For me, it's physical intimacy.
Physical intimacy. Yeah. Yes, but probably appreciation. You need to feel men, whatever man is doing, he's doing for his woman.
Yeah.
He wants to make his woman happy.
Yeah, and provide for her.
Yes. And what are doing most of the women, especially Soviet Union women, who they are complaining, criticizing, nagging. And I come from the family where my mother had the worst relationship with my father. Like she would always complain, criticize him. He's not worthy. Look at him. Like, and I don't say he was an angel, God forbid, but just how I saw this model, I was bringing into my family. Because nobody is teaching in the school how to build happy family, which is actually what they should teach.
And or how to make a money or how to make a business.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, of course, you are a guy who is interested in the business, and I agree with you. But in the first place, how to build happy family, because the basic is in the family.
Or how to eat properly. No, there's nobody teaching
Nobody
that in
is
school.
teaching
But it
it.
should, right?
Yes.
For sure.
Well, unfortunately, we will not be able to change the system
so fast.
Fast.
It's changed. Did you hear? Quick note. Did you hear that in America they were trying to remove urinals in schools to kind of cancel masculinity? So the guys also need to sit when they pee.
Oh gosh, I don't want to
Did you
listen
hear
to
that?
this. No,
They were
that's why I say I don't know. Oh my
They were
God.
starting to do this, and then some schools did it, and some of them.
I'm gonna throw up. Seriously,
Imagine that.
don't say this.
I also heard this. I was like, whoa.
I'm so sad what's happening now in the world,
That's
but let's not go there, right?
Okay.
So I wanna just explain, because it's gonna be very valuable for
cool.
people.
Let's go.
So men need to feel always appreciated. And if you don't, it's like man is coming, bringing you food. I'm going to my husband and say, honey, thank you so much for bringing this. Like, thank you so much for, like, I had the birthday. He took me there and there. And I really praise him, because if I do that, he wants to do more for me.
Which is ultimately what you like, right?
Yeah, no, of course, but I don't manipulate it. I'm really very appreciating. But a lot of women is gonna say, he is not doing this. Why should I praise
Why
him?
so late?
Yeah,
Why is it not more?
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
and what? He's losing motivation.
Yeah, to do it again.
And it's like going in the circle.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, you are finding the smallest thing. Even he's gonna, I don't know, put his plate in the sink. You say, thank you so much.
Exactly.
But I teach better than I do. Trust me, I'm still working on this. But I think I'm doing good based on where I was and where I am now.
And I see this in my family, my mom's and dad's relationship. So they're also together for like, I think almost 30 years, like also crazy number, because they were young when they got together. And I see this exact same thing, that my dad does something good and the mom is like doesn't even appreciate it, just like again something wrong, and then it's like I see this loop. They're in like this loop.
He doesn't want to do. Right? He's like, he's like, why should I even bother?
Exactly.
Because imagine, man is earning the points. Points. It's like, why do you like to play the game? Because you want point. So when he does, I even see my husband, he wants to get the point. Like when I was in Mind Valley the first week, he would call me. He would say, honey, this is done. This is done. I invited this meister. He fixed this one. Then I did this one. And I see he's kind of want to earn these points. So he's earning his points. You understand? And then for women, what needs? We need like being acknowledged in a way where we feel that we are important. Like compliment, to see that you are all around us. Like, I'm very, very special for you. Giving compliments. And that was one of the biggest reasons why I got separated with my husband, because I didn't feel acknowledged in a way where, I knew that in the first place was his family. And he didn't understand it, because how he can understand it if this is the way he was living all life?
What do you mean when you say his family?
It's basically was always about his brother, always like, there were situations with his mother, which is, now it's okay, it's all settled, but he could never explain his mother, because mothers and sons, there is a quite different situation. And he would never say, this is my new family, and whatever is happening there, you have to respect it. Right?
Got it. So he was putting his family.
Yeah, he would, because there is very high respect. The culture is different. You really respect your parents. Like, it's everything, right? And I felt like, I said, I don't want to be a couch for you, right? Just like some kind of chair. And now, it's since he understood that everything changed. Everything changed. And there are a lot of other rules, like all the conversations, how you fix problems. For example, we have some principles. We never go sleep if we haven't solved the problem. We don't fight anymore that much, but like, some people, they fight and they sleep in separate rooms.
That's bad.
And it's ego, right? I'm going to hurt you. I want to hurt you. You hurt me and I want to hurt you.
I have seen this many times.
Yes. And it's so freaking bad, bad. But you have to set these principles. What I will never, ever do. Never, ever. And now we are solving if we have some argument, we don't even have fights, but we quickly catch, like I especially, because mostly I am the one who is
initiating.
Okay. Just because we women are different, right? And I always go, I said, sorry, I was wrong. No, I know it wasn't right for me. He's like, no problem. Okay. But I do this first step.
What do you think about people being very different than each other? Like the guy being a lot and the girl being very safe. Do you think those kind of partners can also work together really good?
100%. I think it's even better because you're balancing. Me and my husband both are, leaders, right? We are both leaders, but when you are, one is the opposite, it's like yin and yang. It works just beautifully together. Because
I have heard many people say that's not good.
Yeah, but why not? It's because you don't understand just
Yeah, I would agree. And how much time do you spend with your kids, or how do you raise your kids? Is there anything you do particularly?
I spend maximally with my kids. Like in evenings, we are all the time together with our kids. We build this family feeling, and Layla is always supported. She's 10 and she's becoming teenager. It's harder and harder. My son, but we just, what you're gonna teach you can just lead by example. And what we show our kids is we show them good life, because we want that good life is their standard.
Did you hear that? I follow this guy from America, which is Grant Cardone, and I liked his approach about kids. So he was always like, kids want to buy something? No problem. I'm going to show. No, you need to produce value, and then you're gonna get money. So his kids help him to actually promote and sell. And I was like, Yeah. Or do some work. The idea is like teach my kid to do work and then get money, not to just ask and get it. You know? What do you think about it?
I completely agree. It's like Layla also one moment she was watching some kind of show about rich people. So she knew Louis Vuitton, Prada, all of these. And like I said right away, there's no freaking way I ever gonna buy for you some kind of expensive bag. If you want it, you go, you work it. And we have these standards, you know, I'm pretty strict because somebody has to be strict. For my husband, oh, Layla, she's like, you know, his princess, which is good. Man has to really give to the girl this feeling like you are the best, you are beautiful, so that she has the standard about the man who will come in her life. You understand?
Who's gonna provide, give?
Yes, because
be like
if you're gonna praise her, if you're gonna compliment her and treat her in the way, she will never settle for some jerk, you know, who will not appreciate. He will say, no, nobody can treat me like that. It's gonna be in her system already.
I like that idea. Yeah. And that's why, this is so cool. And that's why sometimes I have seen these parent relationships when the girl is going like rogue, going bad, like smoking, drinking, and maybe that's because how the dad treated the girl.
Well, you know,
maybe.
Teenager time also, they will try, they want to try, but we just lead by example. We don't drink at home and we don't use alcohol. At all.
That's
at all. We don't smoke. So now Layla is saying, I will never smoke, I will never drink, but I don't know. Probably she's gonna
try, right?
Yeah, but she's gonna have already, you know, the value, because we are explaining this. And one more thing that we are doing, we are showing the world the differences. Like yesterday I was driving with a car, Layla was with me, we went to the doctor and we stopped next to the church, and there was line where they are feeding these poor people, right, who are waiting in the line for the soup.
Right?
Yes, and I stopped in the Baron Street. I said, Layla, watch this. Layla, watch this. What, mommy? I said, these are the people who are waiting for the food. They don't have money. They don't have anything. These are the people who are waiting for the food, just to eat one time a day. And she's very empathic. She's really like feeling when people are hurt, when she has this, you know, she's feeling for people. And I want her to see the difference, because I say, you have an extremely good life. And I'm happy to provide you, but you need to understand, you know, you need to put an effort, you know, need to be humble. You need to, you know, like put an effort. And I think this is my success story, because I was really humble. I would never do on the average. If I do something, I do with an excellence. I need to be the best dancer. I need to be the best coach. I need to be this and that. I mean, and I can just show this as an example. The rest, I can't take responsibility. I don't know how she's going to choose. And she's talented, and she's sometimes just, I see she's not putting full effort. She wants easy. And I'm always having the talks, Layla, it's not working that way. And I ask, do you want to be average or do you want to be the best one? I want to be the best one. So what are you ready to do to be the best one?
And she's 10.
And she's 10.
I like your approach.
Yeah, of course. We are like, and I show example, and when people are seeing her, they say she has a very big potential of leadership.
I want to go into this topic.
Okay.
So, 2 days ago, I watched a movie. The movie is called Dr. Sleep. It's a movie by Stephen King, great writer. And in the movie, there's a story with a guy and his father. His father was a drunk who beat the kid, and he died like when the kid was like 15. Then the kid grows up, becomes also an alcoholic, and then he drinks for 8 years, and then he stops and becomes this like no alcohol. And then they meet in this like dream or some kind of stage. And I like this quote. So this is the quote. And I loved it so much because it so resonated with me, because I had this, I would say, I don't have it now, but I had it also before, because we also talked about it. I was drinking a little bit too much than I should probably. So this was the quote. So, a man takes a drink. That drink takes a drink. And then the drink takes a man. And I loved it so much because that's so true. And when I drink, I'm like, I want to drink again. And then you drink and you drink. And the drink can possibly take you along with you.
Exactly.
And the idea was most people look at alcohol or the drink as medicine. So that was the drinking father was selling him, you need to drink it because it's your medicine. Because a man needs to provide, a man needs to feed the mouths, and he has people around him, his wife, his kids, asking, nagging and demanding things. And only thing to take out the sting of the day is this, the medicine. So this thing warms him up and it takes off the sting of the days. And I was like, that's so true, because I also remember when I was drinking too much, too much, like every day for like a month or so. So I was like escaping here.
Of course.
I was escaping.
This
here,
is
right?
how you escape from the stress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, of course,
Exactly.
because you collect so much pressure during the day and you need to release it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I meditate.
Yeah, and then work on your mindset,
Yes.
so you never get into
Exactly.
that state, right?
Yes, and that's why people use drugs, because it is anything person does is to be happy. You drink because you want to be happier. People use drugs because they want to be happy. They eat because they want to be happier. Everything, all the addictions, but they don't understand that there are different resources to get into that state, into blissful state.
And I love, you know, maybe you know Brian Johnson. He's a guy who's now trying to reverse his aging. And I love how he said, and I think you would agree, and I agree with it, that us as humans are designed to always do things that are actually self-damaging to us. That's like our natural being. But we need to step out of that and do things that are not natural to us, which will help us more, such as not overeating, such as not drinking, not doing things that are hurting you. Like exercise, naturally people don't want to do it, but we are going against our natural things by doing it.
You see, up until the moment when it becomes natural.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly. So you do the thing that is not natural, and more, and it becomes like your new habit, and then you get it rolling, and then it's like that's your new you.
That's why I like the saying, do the opposite what the crowd is doing.
Do the opposite what the crowd is doing.
No, I mean, I always do, you know, whatever crowd is doing, I do the opposite. I never follow the crowd.
Yeah, I like that. What are your like next plans, next goals, next milestones? I know you're right now targeting and getting customers not from Latvia, from outside of Latvia.
So basically my focus is female business owners.
Female business owners?
Yes, I'm gonna work on mindset, on the business, on this energy thing, manifestation. These are the topics on relationship, right?
Okay.
So my goal is now we are writing with my husband a relationship book that's gonna help with all these principles. It's not gonna be from psychotherapist perspective, but just two people who didn't have the right same language, religion, as I said to you, right? Everything was, and if we made it to happen, everybody else can make it happen. You know, it's like, it's really our mission now. Then it's going to be also a program where we're going to help exactly high achievers, because it's different mindset. If we are high achiever, we are all in the business, this or nothing. So we want to help exactly high achievers. Then I am building these programs for these women, and I'm a public speaker. This is now my passion, you know. I want to be a world-class public speaker who is really helping and changing people's lives.
When is the plan to release the book or publish
the book, we want to make it like within 3-4 months. We have started to write, yes. So that's the plan.
Let's go.
And the relationship program, probably 2-3 months as well.
Let's go. Let's go.
A lot of big plans.
Where can people find you? We'll also add links in the description, but where could they find you? So
the best way is my website, Instagram. So these are two biggest resources.
So we'll add that also below.
I have English Instagram.
This a different account?
Yes, two different.
That's not the same?
No, it's not the same.
So we'll add the English one.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Liene, for coming. Thank you for your time and also sharing your knowledge and the things you said. I really liked this conversation. A lot of practical things. And I hope the listeners also get a lot out of it.
I hope so too. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cool. Šis bija ļoti patīkams. Šis ir labāk arī neapirmais. Bija more tas praktiskais.